So this is what I mean when I say there are IDF and ICE uniforms or police uniforms pretending to be American law enforcement, right? Now, a lot of people might not be familiar with this, but the Supreme Court of the land said open carry is legal throughout the whole fucking country. Open carry is legal throughout the whole fucking country. It's legal and lawful. It is allowed by the Supreme Court of the United States. And yet we have fat brown police officers violating Americans' rights, right? And nothing will happen to them because these fucking police officers have been put into these positions by a ethnic supremacist, by an ethno-state, by basically not the IDF. There's lots of types of IDF. There's the Indian IDF. They're just Gestapo, okay? They're unfamiliar with our culture. They're unfamiliar with the law. They don't pay attention to the law. They just do what they're told, and they're just bullies. They're not even doing what they're told. They come from a culture where the people with the guns run shit. They have the perception that America is unarmed because we don't flash our guns. But at the same fucking time, if we do flash our guns, they'll attack us, thus creating a problem, right? It's a problem when the Supreme Court of your land says you can have you can open carry a pistol, right? And the police will attack you for obeying the law, right? This county, that county, the Supreme Court of the land, as of 2 years ago, says open carry is legal everywhere, right? Because that's constitutional. It's the constitutional court, basically. Okay, so the police, by behaving in this manner, are creating a situation where in order to exercise our rights, we are going to have to begin to wage a war against uniformed fucking officers. All right, and not all cops are bad like this. Some get it. Some will be like, hey man, good job. But in California, at least, it's a 50-50 shot. Whether you're going to get a cop who will find a reason to shoot you if you tell them you're armed, because they're not a real police officer. They're someone that has been, they're from a corrupted precinct. Or a real police officer who's not from a corrupted precinct, who's from, it's county by county, guys. You never know what you're going to get. It's a total fucking crapshoot. But this needs behavior, he's got his camera on, he's open carrying, he's there to make a point. And these fat fucks, they have no idea how America works, how the culture works. They have taken over probably an entire ghetto. It's probably now run by criminal foreign aggressors masquerading as American citizens. That's probably a 40-block ghetto run by literal ethnic supremacists, whether they're IDF ethnic supremacists or sometimes of cartel supremacists, and yet they organize themselves in such a way where they wear the costume of the American citizen, but they do not behave in any way as Americans, and they are unconscious and do not care about the fucking Constitution. Right? These are fat cartel fucks in police costumes in a ghetto that's probably run by fat cartel fucks that is probably the entire ghetto part of this foreign immigration invasion. All right? And we got to all just treat it how it is. And if you're a police officer and you're an American police officer, now's the time to get out of uniform and join the American people. Because eventually we're going to be forced to open up on you because you're importing a literal culture, multiple cultures entrenched. The government is importing multiple cultures entrenched in the ideology of child rape. Whether the government's doing it legally or illegally is a moot point. It's fucking happening and the government's allowing it to happen. Right? Okay? And the fact that you disarm us makes us vulnerable to targeting, makes families and young women and all kinds of people vulnerable to targeting by these foreign aggressive forces. So police who behave in this fucking way shouldn't be in fucking uniform. And the reality situation is it doesn't matter who they go to lawyer-wise. If they go to court about this, it won't go anywhere. There's a lot of American citizens, it won't go anywhere. Best case scenario, they sue and make a bunch of money off the taxpayer, but those cops just get shuffled to a different corrupt precinct somewhere else. All right? The government is creating a situation where we're going to have to start assassinating police officers on a case-by-case basis based on their fucking loyalties to the American people, and that loyalty is going to be demonstrated by their actions, not by their fucking uniform. And we all just got to get aboard with that, right? Because that's a clear violation of his constitutional rights. That's a clear violation of his constitutional rights. That were and that violation and the fact that that right was secured is less than 4 or 5 years old. Okay? Those are some fat fucks. You think they're out there catching criminals? Right? You see those fatties? Right? You see those little fat fucks? The fact they're wearing police and are in uniform has no bearing on whether or not they are Americans or they hold American values or anything like that. All right? They are likely transplants from a Gestapo culture, creating that same Gestapo culture here. And that dude just got his fucking tased and his head smashed open to show us that's the case. So we all need to start fucking treating it like what it is. And California is the worst at this, right? They violate our rights constantly. Constantly. They hold us under threat of force push us into a slave system and into fucking ghettos while they abduct travelers, drug them for their own fucking good, and then put them back out on the street. Disbalance. California is the front line of a fucking war, all right? And it is a real war, and people are really being victimized, and people are really being fucking killed. And we could use fucking reinforcements. And I'll tell you what, if you guys don't help reinforce fucking California with fucking military if needed, you're fucked. Because California is a port city. They're just going to fucking take control of the ports like they're going to continue to maintain control of the ports like they already have, and ship in 1,000 more of this invasive fucking culture. And once they hit the ground, they're going to take them to one of these fucking compromised ghettos that are run by a foreign aggressive force, and they're going to set them up with some fake fucking paperwork and put them into our system and get them on food stamps and government assistance and invade us and steal from us while they're invading us. And if you go and try and exercise your rights out in fucking public, you will be tased, shot at, economically segregated. If you act American in any way in many places in California, your life is fucking over. Like, they will go after your licensing, business licensing. They'll make one phone call, and 10,000 Indians will pretend to be American online and shut your business down by making up lies. Okay? And then our alternative is to just bow and become Muslims and allow our children and the women of this country to be raped. I, for one, am never going to bow to do that. Even if that means engaging in a covert guerrilla warfare against every fucking person who is violating the Bill of Rights, that is a position I'm willing to take. And that's a position you all should be willing to take. And in the right situation, we should all be taking this position yesterday. Okay? Because these people will dress up in costumes to pretend to be part of us while they victimize us, steal up. They are liars. And we all gotta understand this. We all gotta understand this. And so, like, when I say there's ICE that are good and ICE dressed like IDF, that's true. Right? There's police that are good and people in IDF dressed like police. Right? There needs to be an ASVAB score to be a cop. Like this whole lowest common denominator shit. But yeah, we're gonna have to start shooting these fucking people, guys. You know, and I feel bad for the cop that just got shot. You know, because he probably was a good one. You know, because my brother's a cop, and he's a good dude. He's an American dude. We grew up together. He's a good dude, but he's stuck, right? He got his loyal to his uniform, which helps keep him safe because his brothers help keep him safe. At the same time, you have these situations where it's creating a warfare situation where even though I'm his brother, I'm gonna be like, yo, if you get caught in the crossfire at this point, after everything I've shown you, and all the warnings I've given you, whose fucking fault is it really? You cannot be pardoned to a foreign aggressive invasion of fucking child and women rapists and expect no consequences. I'm sorry, Mr. Police Officer. You gotta pick a side.